Yeah, this is just another day in the life of Kaizen, man. This is the mindset of cheating, and if you're honest, you feel like you're in the right spot of being with your significant other or staying single. Now, I'm not that old, but I'm not that young either. I'm like in the middle and been going through certain things with my mental health and trying to stay strong and keep my head up. And, I feel like I have a little bit of knowledge to help somebody maybe going through similar things that I'm going through, or maybe a little younger. So this is just, one of my first ever talking videos. So you guess you can stick with me to the end if you want to just listen. Please like, subscribe, and enjoy the Kaizen talk. Um, if you're in a hot space of trying to figure out what do you want to do when it comes to moving on with somebody or staying with a partner, or anything like that, you have to ask yourself about two things. One, if you're a religious person, is this something that God would approve of? And two, is this something that keeps you at peace and healthy, honestly? You can be with somebody out of love, and you can be with somebody out of greed and need. You have to learn how to separate those two, because sometimes you can be wanting love in a different way of needing it. Take, for instance, a child that needs love and care, but also wants the new gaming system or the new iPad. As a parent, what comes first is making sure your kid has a love and care that they need. And then after, the iPad or the gaming system comes after. We focus on blinding ourselves with what we want instead of what we need. And it makes us into these crazy, honestly, adult kids. A lot of the times when your younger self gets accustomed to getting everything you want, as you get older, you don't even appreciate the things that you get when you need it, because you're used to just getting everything you want. Take someone in a relationship, the male or female, say, or I can say something that I've kind of recently been involved with. You can give the person you're with everything they ever wanted, whatever they want, when it comes to money, comfort, all of that. And then say there's one day you're having a bad week and your mental's not there and you just can't be that person for them because you need that for yourself. If the person was to change and start coming at you like you've never been there for them, and it's more like I don't care, those can be signs of the person really never valued you as a person. They were just accustomed to everything that they wanted, you was able to provide. It's like when a father has a daughter where she's a baby and she's like, 5 or teenage years, 13 to 15, she wants everything she sees. And as a father, if that's your baby girl, especially if she's the firstborn or your first baby girl, you want to give her everything. And then when you have to tell her no, and the baby girl looks at you like you're not her dad anymore, it kind of hurts in a way. Because it's like you gave her everything, and then the first time you say no, she treats you like, you don't even exist. That's the syndrome of giving your child or giving the person that you're with way too much, honestly. And in a way, it can be detrimental as they get older because they can portray that into people they are with in the future, or people that they might not even really love for real. They just see they can get something out of them. And that happens a lot in relationships, honestly, male and female. Males, we look at women with our eyes and not our hearts anymore. It's a lustful thing. We see, oh, this girl has a nice body. She has a pretty face. I'm attracted to her. I would, with this girl. So that's what we initially get with females. And then when looks fade and, she's not as perky as she was anymore, she's not as quote unquote your type, it's like sometimes a male drifts off into cheating or having multiple partners or just flat out disrespecting their partner. And it's the same for women too. Most cases for women it's a financial thing. Most time when they with somebody it's because, or at least in my opinion, but the records do definitely show, women will often get with a man that can financially stabilize them and please them. But when the pleasing is all a man can do, because as a man we're natural, testosterone donkeys out here. We just, that's what we're made to do, just, repopulate, kind of, in a way. Once the money and everything is out the window, what do you really have to offer a female? Besides maybe your strength and, security of her feeling safe. But when the money goes and everything, 9 times out of 10, in most occasions, especially in 2026, the woman will definitely leave or find it from somewhere else. And that's where we get to the topic of cheating, honestly. You really don't understand your partner until you see them at their lowest. And that's on both sides. When you both don't have anything, you both have nothing. You both are going through it financially. You both are losing yourselves spiritually, mentally. When looks definitely fade on both sides, that's when you really realize, what are you in this for? Are you in it for the long run? Or are you in it for a satisfaction? A lot of the times, you have to ask yourself, is it that bad being alone? Most cases, most people will say yes because you're in your head. But sometimes all you gotta do is just, pray, read, sometimes talk to yourself out loud so you can hear your thoughts out loud so you're not just in your head. And really process what you actually need. Another thing with cheating is a lot of times people cheat, it's an insecurity thing. I've come to realize a lot of women that I bump into that are older than me, they may have a whole man at home, husband at home, all that, but they'll find me attractive and they'll start to flirt and pursue me. But then you have to ask yourself, why are they doing this? Is it because the husband's back home cheating? Is it because the husband isn't showing her that he sees her anymore? Not that it makes what she's doing any better. And this definitely goes vice versa for the male side too. But I feel like as I get older, I process thinking like, what is it actually that the women see in me? Is it my strength? Is it my youth? Is it how I carry myself? Do they actually see me as I could be the father of their potential kids? Or is it a want? And that's what it always comes down to. People strive for wanting things, and when they don't get what they want, they break. Ask yourself this. married or together as boyfriend and girlfriend. How you know you shouldn't be in a relationship is if you're even thinking about cheating, putting yourself in situations when you potentially can cheat. When you even ask yourself or considering even looking at somebody, those are all signs of maybe you really shouldn't be with anybody and just be with yourself. I go to the gym every day. Technically, I am single right now. Yes, I have somebody that, I know that if I call them and I suck her up and do whatever they ask, I can be with them. But it's to a point when it's like, you have to, it's going to sound crazy, you have to low key test your partner to see where their head's at when it comes to you. Because there's going to be a day when you won't be able to walk the same, talk the same, or even walk. I said already, walk, talk, or even to think the same, honestly. People change every day. But you generally have to ask yourself, what are you here for? And is the person you're with the person for you? Back to the gym. I go to the gym every day. Now, I see a lot of beautiful women on the regular. And I'm sure that my partner sees a lot of handsome men on the regular. I'm not going to disclose what I've witnessed and seen, but I'm pretty sure she does. Now, I know with me, I'm African American male, got nice dreads. I'm tall. I got muscles. I carry myself pretty mature. Now, most people will say that's a catch. I'm a walking catch. Yes, I need things I need to work on, obviously, to get everybody else, but we're getting there. Now, where I'm figuring out right now is when I go to the gym and I see what myself in the mirror, I see that I look good. When women look at me, I have to ask myself, what is it about me that makes me attractive? One. And two, do I pursue or do I stay focused and focus on me? Now, this is also a trick question because a lot of the time, men and female, we both go to the gym for, and it's the sad truth, validation. It's to remind yourself I look good, to remind yourself you're strong, to remind yourself you're not going to give up. And sometimes it sucks. Sometimes it will mess with your mental when you go to the gym and you got all these people looking at you. You think you're hot shit. You think you got it all. You think you're just, you know, just amazing. You got it like that. But truth be told, you're just a bot in this NPC world. Everybody's going through the same thing you're going through. Everybody's thinking the same way you're thinking. I'll give it for example. I'm back to me. I'm a single male right now, right? Like I mentioned before, I have a partner that I know I can talk to and call right now, butter them up and, or I wouldn't say butter them up. I can, rekindle and we can arrange, us to work it out and I can change certain things and just do it everything, basically do everything that they ask me to do. And I guarantee within a couple of days we'll be laid up together. We'll be a happy couple again. Now, yesterday I went to the gym. And I looked pretty good. I know I looked good. This is the midst of my situationship right now. I seen and ran into my ex. Now this was a ex that could have been a potential girlfriend that we just never, made it official. You know? Now when I got in the gym, I noticed at first I didn't pursue out of respect for my partner that you know, you know, but I feel like that's growth. Most people, some people will probably be like, "Oh, why didn't you just go talk to your ex?" Now, my ex noticed me. I caught her staring a couple times. I caught her looking. Now, as we all know, if a person looks more than once and they're looking, and especially with females, if they look more than once, it's more of a sign to, hey, come talk to me. Did I give in? No. But this is back to the whole thought process. If you even have to think about cheating, think about pursuing, or think, should I be doing this, or would I be able to have impulse control, or even putting yourself in a situation when you might potentially be unfaithful, you might as well just be single. I'm in the mindset of I'm learning how to be single and not being in a rush to just pursue the next person. Because at the end of the day, we all need help. We all need to be one with God. We all need to build our mental up and not blind ourselves with what we want. And I think that's the message I want to leave this little mini, Kaizen talk session. Find the difference between what you want and what you need. Most cases when people cheat, it's a want. I want attention. I want more validation. I want to feel what my partner isn't filling me up with. For women, it's emotional. For guys, it's more physical. In a real way.
Do I have an open invitation saying use me, use me, use me? Why do I choose people that don't choose me? It's so stupid, it's so good.